Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of vaulting tips and tricks with James Denny.
Hola.
Last week he ran you through some things on the trick riding barrel, and this week he's going to step it up a game with our good friend here, Pablo, and he's going to demonstrate and give you some hints and tips to improve your vaulting. So, James, over to you.
Let's have some fun.
So before we actually step onto the horse and we start doing anything vaulting or anything like that, the first thing that I would like to emphasize that we do is we do a good warm-up, especially with your lower body. You know, just to get your body moving, your muscles warm, your joints moving, any stiffness, get it out, because it's important, because the surface in the trick riding arena, it's sandy and it's very uneven, so you know your feet are going to be going inside holes and things like that, so it's really easy to injure yourself. So best to get your body warm, get your muscles moving, stretched out, get your joints all moving, and then it will reduce the chances of any sort of injuries or anything like this happening. You know, it's just the small things that you can do in the beginning to help the sessions be better in the end. Now that we've warmed up and we've got all our body ready to go, we're going to get on the horse and we can start some vaulting. Now for me, and I will put a little disclaimer in now, just to say that everybody has their different ways. You know, ways that work for them, ways that maybe don't work for them. For me, I'm just going to tell you about the way that I prefer. Now when I'm learning the vaults, for me, I found it easiest to learn the good technique by starting by running with the horse. So in the beginning, you just want to work on running next to the horse. You know, you want to take your right hand and hold on the pommel, and your left hand on the bar, and you want to run next to the horse. Now when we run next to the horse, you want to try to aim to be in sort of this position, with your feet out in front, with your shoulders behind and your hips in the middle. Yeah, so you're each step running with your feet in front. It puts you in the good position to when you eventually are going to jump onto the horse, to be in front of the pace like we always talk about, and to come up in time and land on the saddle. Now if we're not in that position and we're more upright, we are a little bit behind the pace, which will mean that when we touch the floor and when we jump, we will end up coming behind the saddle and sitting on more of the croup, which is not what we want to do. So we always want to aim to move forwards with our vaulting. So when we are running with the horse, before we vault, we want to try to put our body in that good position. You know, that's what it's all about. So you hold, so I want this point, I want you to hold on to the pommel with your right hand and let go with the left hand, bring it round and put it behind your back and just run. Thinking about your upper body, you know, you want to be open, you want to be facing the center, if not a little bit more into the middle. And you want to be looking a little bit on the left, just a little bit, but still in front. And then from there, if you've got your body in the good position, bring your arm back around, take the tree without losing that position. You got to overemphasize pulling that left shoulder back. And from there, you don't have to put any effort in. I don't want to see people like bending their legs up, jumping on the floor really hard and stiff to try to get that good vault. You don't need to do that. All you need to do is bring those feet together, push them in front of the horse, and let the movement of the horse bring you up. Of course you have to jump, but don't put too much effort in. The main thing is that it's smooth and that, you know, you're in time with the horse. So you jump on the floor, then you will come up and you can sit. It's as simple as that when you get the technique right. Now you can do this a few times. Come off the horse, take a few steps on the floor, maybe 1, 2, 3 and jump, and down again, and 1 and 2 and 3 and jump. You know, just give yourself literally enough time on the floor running with the horse to put your body in that good position, so you feel like you're in that nice position to vault. Maybe 2 or 3 paces and up onto the horse. You know, try to minimize the amount of time that you're on the floor. And from there, when you're starting to feel a little more confident, mix it up. Don't be afraid to throw a single vault in there, so where you come off the saddle, you touch the floor and you come directly back in. Test yourself a little bit, because that's the next step up in the chin. And if you feel like you're still not quite able to get that technique, because when you do the single vault, you don't have any time to sort of set your body position, or maybe you don't have enough time to get your hands in a good place, but just try it anyway, because it's just going to take repetition to get that sort of muscle memory inside your brain, so that you can get that technique strong. That technique here, when we're on the horse, you know, we want to keep that same technique and that same good discipline that we gained on the barrel. So we want to see your legs together in front of the horse, come up, legs together still, thinking about maybe trying to get your feet to touch the horse's croup before you break into the saddle. Everything that we do, we want to focus on that technique. You know, if you build that good technique and that good muscle memory inside your brain from the very beginning of when you're learning vaulting, your whole trick riding career is going to be 10 million times easier. And I say that from my own sort of point of view, because when I was first learning vaulting, I never learned any technique. You know, I just did it, through it, you know, tried things, and 99% of the time it never went right. So when I actually was able to have people tell me the good technique, breaking it down, and try this, try that, try this, try that, and I was able to sort of find my own way, you know, once the technique clicked, you know, everything just became so much easier. Everything. A couple of vaults running, going to a couple of vaults, just a single vault. You know, help your brain to sort of mix it up a little bit, so you're not always repeating the same thing. It's always good to give your brain a little rest from doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, to let it sink in before you come back to it. So once you've sort of mastered this technique, or you feel confident enough, then maybe you want to try one step up again. You know, you want to go to the push vault. So again, I would bring it back to the beginning. I would start running again with the horse, you know, the same, holding with the right hand, with the left hand on, shoulders out. This one is, you really have to overemphasize that shoulder out. It's super important that you have a big proud chest on this vault, just to make it easier for yourself. And once you've got that good running position, you're running with the horse. Now, super important, feet in front. You know, I overemphasized it on the barrel. You know, you want to aim to go up and over that horse. And for this, you need your feet in front. Feet in front of the face, up and directly over that pommel. So you're shooting off like a rocket up to the sky and over your horse's head. Now, once you do that, it will allow you to push up onto the straight arms. And once you get onto your straight arms, it's a super strong position. You can hold it there all day. And you want that sort of feeling of that pause in the top, where you are completely flat above the horse before you break and sit in the saddle. And when you do it, it feels like you've really landed on a cloud. If you get it slightly wrong, you feel like you come into the saddle a bit more heavy, which is not what we want to see. So you automatically know straight away, okay, I've done something wrong because I was heavy on the horse. If you get it right, you're up on the arms, you use your arms like a brake to sit in the saddle. It feels like you just glide into the saddle, you know, with no effort at all. And it's the same. It's essentially the same thing. Once you've done it from a run with the horse, ba-da-bum, 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 don't be afraid to try it with a single vault. Now, it's a lot harder going from running to doing it with a single vault here, because you have so much to think about. Not only do you have to think about keeping your legs together, making sure your chest is up and out, that you're looking straight ahead, to the left, to the middle, but you also have to think about the push. You have to get that push timing with your feet touching the floor to get up onto those arms, which, you know, in the beginning you're going to find it super difficult, but you have to persevere, you have to push through, and you have to just keep on trying. If you're having difficulties, don't be afraid to break it back down. Go back to the run, fix your technique. If you're still struggling there, go back onto the barrel, fix your technique on the barrel. You know, don't take it out on your horses that they're going to run all day because you're struggling with your technique. If you find that, take it back to the barrel. You know, you can sit on the barrel for hours and just think about it, try it, do something different, you know, and then bring it back to the horse at a later date. you know, in the beginning it's hard to gain that good technique and everything like that, but eventually it will click and it will be amazing. You know, for me, I'm still learning now. You know, my technique is far from perfect, so of course I'm still working on my own technique, but you know, I feel a lot more confident in myself. And once you sort of get that concrete base foundation of the vaulting, you know, then you can start to build up your house of tricks from that. And you know, you can go into doing, you know, there's so many different trick combinations you can do. You know, even simple things like vault into plank on the back, vault into plank on the belly. You can go from tricks into there. You've got double vaults, you have via turns, you have completes. You know, so many tricks in the trick line industry start from just a simple vault. And if you get that good base, that foundation of your single vault in there, whether it's on an elbow or on that push, you know, adding the harder tricks on top, you'll find that your harder tricks will be better so much faster if you have that foundation in there first. So spend the time, take the time to build the good foundations. You know, find yourself a good teacher, find your own technique. You know, for me, I had good teachers, but for me it was a lot about myself and how it felt. You know, like I said in the beginning, this is the way that I found the easiest. You know, nobody told me to run with the horse before to get my good technique. You know, this is something I realised myself just from trying. Now, some people are different. Some people might find that it's easier to get their technique directly from the vault. For me, I think it's a lot easier from the run to fix the technique good, especially with your upper body and making sure your feet are in front. But like I said, you know, it's my opinion, it's my own feelings. Not everybody's the same. So yeah. So just to recap a few of the more important things that we're trying to achieve. So when it comes to vaulting, you cannot do anything until you push your feet in front. Yeah, everything that you're doing in vaulting, make sure you're moving forwards. Move your feet in front of that horse's head and move your body over the top. That is the more important thing that I think I can tell anybody. If you move forwards, you'll find it a million times easier, and yeah, have fun. So that's it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed those two videos on everything vaulting, and if you have any questions, be sure to drop them down in the comments below, and also make sure you subscribe, like, comment, you name it, everything you can. Let's try to build this channel. Bye.